Hi dears, welcome back to Mayflower. Now we are discussing the novel Roots and Shadows written by Shashi Deshpande. Shashi Deshpande is a famous Indian English writer. She wrote a lot of short stories, children's book and 13 novels and an essay collection named Writing from the Margin and Other Essays. Her first novel is The Dark Holds No Terror. She published the novel Roots and Shadows in 1983 and in 1990 she got Sahitya Akademi Award for the novel That Long Silence. It is a famous novel. That Long Silence is a famous novel and for that novel she got Sahitya Akademi Award and it was in 1990. And in 2009 she got Padma Shri Award and her novel Shadow Play was shortlisted for the Hindu Literary Prize in 2014. In 2014, her famous novel Shadow Play it was shortlisted for the Hindu Literary Award. She wrote 13 novels, a lot of short stories, a children's book, and an essay collection. The name of the essay collection is Writing from the Margin and Other Essays. Her essay collection is named Writing from the Margin and Other Essays. It is also very important. Then the novel Roots and Shadows. It is a famous play that describes the conflicts and other problems in a joint Hindu Brahmin family. It is based on Indian culture and the setting is or the background of the story is a Brahmin family and the conflicts and the problems that happened in the family is described in the novel. The protagonist in the novel is Indu. Indu's mom dies at childbirth and her father Govind is a photographer and he leaves Indu at the care of his eldest sister Akka. Akka is the eldest sister and she is taking care of Indu and she is a matriarch. Akka is a matriarch. Matriarch means it is just the opposite of patriarch. Patriarchy means male dominated or here matriarchy means Akka is the controlling force of the family. Here Akka and Kaka. Kaka is the brother, eldest brother. Akka and Kaka take the responsibility of Indu and they look after Indu. Here there are a lot of members in the family. Other members are Madhav and Vinayak. Akka is the eldest member and she is the controlling force of the family and she is the matriarch. Then next one Kaka. Kaka is Anand. His real name is Anand and Indu calls him Kaka. Then next one Govind. Govind is Indu's father. Next member is Madhav and he is also his brother, Govind's brother. Then Vinayak. Vinayak is also another brother. Then Atya or Narmada. Atya or Narmada. Her real name is Narmada and she is a widowed wife. Then Sunanda. Sunanda is another sister. These are the members in the family. Then there comes another character, Shyamarao. Shyamarao is the advocate. Then another important character is Narayan. These are the major characters in this novel. In the family, Indu grows up as a rebellious child. That means she is not ready to obey anyone. But she is controlled by everyone. That means Govind. Govind is a photographer. Her father Govind is a photographer and she is in the control of Akka and Kaka. Govind is a photographer and he leaves her at the care of Akka and Kaka. So she is controlled by these two members. Akka and Kaka are controlling Indu, but she is not ready to obey them. And at this time she grows up as a naughty child and she tries to break all the set rules. At the age of 18, she leaves the house and marries a man of her own choice named Jayant. She marries Jayant and she left the home at the age of 18. She leaves the house at the age of 18 and marries a man named Jayant of her own choice. Then she worked as a writer for the magazine, but she is not ready to satisfy, or but she cannot satisfy her soul as a writer. That means she wants to write from a different point of view to satisfy her soul as a novelist. She is a dutiful husband and she is very lovable and she is very indebted to Jay. Even though their life was satisfied, she is not ready to express her dependency on Jay. She believes that she is independent and she can do everything. She is not dependent. She always thinks that she is not dependent to Jane. But she really knows that she is always indebted or she is always connected to Jane. And at last, at the age of 29, she decides to return to her ancestral home as Akka is in deathbed. At the time, she is in rebellious or she is in quarrel with Akka and they never spoke for the past 10 years. Akka and Indu never spoke each other for the past 10 years and they never saw eyes to eyes during these times. And Indu learns finally that Akka wants to give all her wealth and property to Indu, and it is surprised her a lot because she was so rebellious and they never spoke for the past 10 years. And finally, Indu learns that Akka wants to share or wants to give all her property and wealth to Indu. And Indu hides this information from the other members of the family and they took part in the final funeral process. Indu hides this information from other members of the family until the funeral process of Akka was completed. And at last, the lawyer Shyama Rao reads the will of Akka, and all the members of the family were shocked to hear the words that are written in the will. That is, all the property and the wealth of Akka is to Indu. That was a shocking news to the members of the family because Indu is a rebellious child. One of Indu's cousins, Padmini or Mini, is supposed to marry, and Akka promised to pay for her marriage. Now, Indu feels that it is her responsibility to keep the word of Akka. And during this period, Kaka and Atya is the widowed sister, and Kaka is her brother. And both of these persons were not ready to sell the property. But the other members of the family decides to sell the property and need their share. And during this time, Indu got frustrated with her husband Jayant because he is dispassionate through some letters. So Indu feels frustrated with Jayant and she commits adultery with one of her cousins named Naren. Naren is a person who is self-indulgent and a vagabond. Vagabond means a wanderer, and he is not accepted by the members of the family. And he lost his parents at his childhood, and he has only his grandfather who has some consideration towards Naren. Indu and Naren engage in sexual contact and at last he surrenders before his private devils and commits suicide. Indu was very much shocked on this suicide. Naren is the son of her eldest uncle and this uncle also got upset on the suicide of Naren. Naren is a self-indulgent boy and he is also a vagabond. Vagabond means he is a wanderer and he is not accepted by the members of the family. He has only his grandfather who has some consideration for Naren. Now Indu realizes the tragic life of Akka. When Akka was 12 years of age, she got married and her husband was so cruel. He had another relationship, that means he had a concubine. And it is because of this behavior or this tragic life, Akka behaved in such a way, such a rude way. And Indu feels sorry for Akka because it was this tragic life that made her so rude. And at last, Indu got troubled on Naren's suicide. At last, Indu got troubled on Naren's suicide, and she wants to discharge all the duties that Akka put on her shoulders. She wants to give share to all the members of the family, and also want to give a share to Padmini's marriage. He also decides to return to Jayant and confess all her sins. That means the sin that she made with Naren, that the adultery that she made with Naren. Hindu is sure that Jayant will definitely forgive all her sins, and even if he is not ready to forgive her sins, she will be happy on confessing all her sins. And at this time, the novel ends. Here, the author describes the problems or the troubles that happened or that is happening in a Hindu Brahmin family. It is based on Indian culture. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.